You called us here to talk about J.R.?
Jordan, where have you been? J.R. is probably doing handstands right now.
He just lost his brother.
Hey, with Bobby gone, there's no one to stop him.
Stop him from what?
From coming after us.
I think I've missed something.
Look, we're his competition, right? You know how J.R. hates competition.
We're his strength. Last of the independents. You know, together we've always been able to keep the major companies at bay. None of us would stand a chance alone.
You try telling that to J.R.
What do you have in mind?
I want an understanding. Look, you know how J.R. operates. It's just a matter of time before he starts playing one of us against another. He'll come to you, Jordan, with the deal, or to Mary Lee. I mean, that's the way it's worked in the past for him.
Come on now, Cliff, admit it. You're just afraid you're going to be the odd man out.
No, I'm just afraid that he's going to drive us under if we're not careful, unless we agree to band together.
Then what?
Together we're unbeatable. We can handle anything he throws at us.
Yeah, well, I think you're wrong about J.R. He's got you spooked. Always has.
On the remote chance that you're right.
I'm right. I am right.
Well, what have we got to gain by siding with you? When it comes to J.R., you're always on the losing end.
J.R. Ewing having complete control of Ewing Oil can only mean trouble. And one of these days, you're going to see that I'm right. Let's just hope it's not too late to stop him.
And I had to hear about it on the 6 o'clock news. Not only that...
I lose every penny of that investment without a damn thing to show for it except the egg on my face.
And my secretary, who's been talking to their secretaries, is the one who tells me that you sold 2/3 of it to them.
Would you all just simmer down, please?
You must have suspected something, J.R. Why else would you have sold your entire interest in the deal to us? You're greedy, not stupid.
What did you know, J.R.?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Except Marino Shipping has had a marvelous reputation in the oil community, and they wanted to do business with me.
Then you did business with us, and Martinique went to hell in a handbasket.
And we got stuck holding the check.
I never intended you all to lose money on this. I thought we'd all turn a tidy little profit.
That wouldn't cost you a dime.
Now, don't hold that against me, Mary Lee. You'd have done the same thing. You know it.
Well, sure, if I knew everything you knew.
Well, I wish there was something I could do.
There is something you could do.
What? Just tell me.
Buy this junk back from us.
Buy it back?
We'd give you a real good price.
We've been in business together for a good many years, J.R. There's a lot more ahead of us.
Yes, that's true. We've established a relationship, a trust over the years. I just can't let that go by the wayside because of one bad deal.
So you're going in the hole with us?
Well, I owe you at least that much. All right. The best I can do is buy back each share at 50 cents on the dollar. Now, honestly, it's the best I can do.
Deal.
Well, if that's the case, I'll have the papers drawn up and have them over to your office tomorrow morning.
I really appreciate this, J.R.
We all do.
Andy, Jordan. Mary Lee, you feel better now?
Much. But you know something, J.R.? Sometimes I just don't get you.
And you never will, Mary Lee. You never will. Dormain?
Good evening, Mr. Ewing. Are you having dinner?
No, I'll just have a quick drink and wait for the expressway to clear up.
Table in the bar, all right?
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
Here you are, Mr. Ewing. Your usual.
Oh, thanks, Cassie.
J.R.,
Well, Mary Lee.
you really have guts to show your face in public.
Is that supposed to mean something to me?
After what you did to us in the Marinos deal, you're lucky I don't have Harry here tear you apart.
Well, I thought you'd want him to save his strength till later. Say, Harry, why don't you go get a table? I'd like to do a little talking to Mary Lee.
Mrs. Stone?
Go ahead. I want to listen to this rat squirm.
Well, sit down, darling. Oh, Mary Lee, you never cease to amaze me.
I'll bet.
Look,
let's examine the facts, I didn't come to you when the Marinos deal looked bad. You all came to me with your hats in your hands, begging me to bail you out.
You're the one that got us involved in this.
We made the deal, darling, and then you all wanted to renege. I took pity on you, and I bought it all back, not knowing what was going to happen.
The hell you didn't.
Mary, if this deal worked well for me, it's because I had the guts to put my money where my instincts were.
Just a minute.
You know the trouble with you and the rest of the cartel. You're not tough enough to see a deal like this through to the end.
You can twist things any way you want, JR. We know when we've been had. But let me tell you something else. Cliff Barnes has asked us to throw in with him, and we haven't yet. But after this, we just might. Maybe Cliff is right. Maybe it's time we run you right out of Dallas.
Well, you know where the Ewing building is. Anytime you and that group of numbskulls you work with feel that you can knock it down, just give it a try. But I think you better go back to your table before Harriet's trainer finds that he's not in his cage.
For you, Mr. Ewing.
Thank you, Kathy.
Matt sent a telegram from Bogota? So he's safe.
That's okay.
Great, Pam. He'll be catching the next flight back to Dallas.
With the emeralds?
Mrs. Stone. Cliff, I'm sorry.
Cliff, we have to talk.
Oh, that's all right, Jackie. You want to get us some coffee?
Yes, sir.
Pam, can I call you back?
But I can guess why you're here.
Guess.
You just found out you've been had. I tried to tell you.
Yes, you did. And that's exactly why I'm here.
Now you're mad as hell and you're not going to take it anymore.
Right. And the same goes for Andy and Jordan. Look, we've had about as much of J.R. Ewing as we can stand. So if you're still interested, we'd like to form that consortium.
Mary Lee, I think you've just made my day.
Marilee, would you excuse us for a few moments, please?
Sure.
Cliff, Marilee Stone is here to see you.
Oh, all right, show her in. Marilee?
Will you get me some coffee, honey?
Of course. Cliff?
No, thanks. It's a little late for you to be stopping by, isn't it?
Never too late when it comes to J.R. Ewing.
Whoops. It's about J.R. Ewing. I don't want to hear about it.
Oh, of course you do, Cliff. It's good.
No. I promised my wife that I would try to put J.R. and Ewing Oil Company out of my life. She wants a little peace and quiet between the Ewings and the Barnes, and that's exactly what she's going to get.
Are you serious?
I sure am.
You seriously believe that as soon as J.R. is strong enough, he won't come after you?
I don't know what you mean strong enough.
Financially, money, cash flow. He has to be hurting.
Yeah, what makes you think so?
Well, you heard that they closed down the Marinos wells.
Mm-hmm.
So aside from the personal satisfaction I got from that, it means it cut off his main source of income.
No, I don't believe that.
Your coffee, Mrs. Stone?
Thank you, honey. You'd better get him a drink. He's gonna need it.
No thanks. No thanks.
Let me tell you about J.R. I have it on very good authority that he was all set to snap up Jimmy Crowley's little oil company until the Marinos shut down. So when he heard the asking price, a steal at $30 million, he passed on it. Now, if that doesn't mean that he's cash poor, then what does?
Well, so he's a little tight for money now, so what?
So the cartel's going to step in and buy up the Crowley company. We're willing to let you come in with us.
No. I'm sorry, Mary Lee, but I can't do that. Because if I did, it would look like I was taking the first step against J.R., and I promised my wife I wouldn't.
I hope you don't live to regret that promise, Cliff.
Yes, Jackie?
Cliff, Marilee Stone, Jordan, they are here to see you.
Bring him right in. I'll handle this. Hello, Mary Lee.
Cliff.
Jordan.
Cliff?
Where's Andy?
He's over in Tyler, shutting down some wells.
Oh, my, it's a terrible time for all of us. Jackie, you want to bring us some coffee, please?
I'll put some up.
Hello, Jamie.
Mrs. Stone. Hello, Jordan.
What's so important you got us down here this early?
I don't have to tell you the trouble we're all in.
That's for sure.
The question is, what are we going to do about it?
Just ride it out till the price goes up.
No, we can't afford to do that, Jordan. We have to come up with some kind of a positive action.
You have something in mind?
I do. I've been giving this a lot of thought, and I think I've got a solution. We got to get all the independent oil men in the state of Texas together, and we got to go to Washington, and we got to form a lobby. We got to get a tariff on imported and bring the price up to $25 a barrel.
Cliff?
Then we get the price up to $25 a barrel on imported, then we can charge $25, and we are back in business.
Some of the majors have tried that without much luck.
Yeah, but they weren't united. Now, if we can get together and fund this thing right, we're going to wind up with enough clout they're going to have to pay attention to us.
I got to tell you, Cliff, that makes a lot of sense to me.
It does for a fact. It's a hell of an idea, Cliff.
Oh, I know it is.
It sure is. How'd you ever think of it?
Well, what difference does that make? Now, I want to know, are we together?
You bet.
You can count on me.
All right, then we got to get on the phone, start calling those independents. We got to set up a meeting. Got to tell them about my idea. I know they're going to love it. The quicker